What's up, guys? Hey, so I wanted to make a quick video, and I think this would be fun if you guys comment below. I'm going to talk about the worst thing that's ever happened to me in business, and I think it'd be fun to kind of share some of the things that have happened to you guys, and us as business owners can enjoy laughing at each other's things. So, by far, the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my business within the last 4 years is we bought last year a 2008, I think it was, Ford Ranger truck, and we're growing, adding trucks, and probably a month and a half in season, I get a phone call from one of our employees. I'm literally walking in my front door. My wife is making dinner, and I answer the phone and say, "What's up, Drew?" He says, only thing I hear, "Matt, the truck's on fire." And I'm like, "What?" He said, "The truck, it's on fire." I said, "Where are you?" And he told me, and it was like a half mile from my house. I literally ran to my truck. I was there probably like under a minute, and I'm going to put pictures at the end of this video so you can see, but the truck's sitting in the road engulfed in flames completely. And all I see is Drew standing on the side of the road with his hands on his head and smoking a cigarette, chain smoking, stressed. And I said, "What happened?" He goes, "I have no clue. I was driving. I felt heat on my back. I looked in the bed, and the whole bed was engulfed in flames." Well, long story short, what happened was the guys were smoking, and they weren't supposed to be. And the guy who was smoking got fired eventually. But threw a cigarette that he thought was burnt out in the back of the truck. We have pressure cleaners and gas cans, and sometimes gas, leaks onto towels or equipment, and must have just hit a little bit of gas just right, and poof, there it went. And so our truck burnt to the ground. The worst part is we only had PLPD on it, and we owed like $3,500 on the truck. So that was painful to go pay a truck off that it literally didn't even exist anymore. It burnt to a crisp. I'll put some video or some photos in right now. So that was brutal. And I wanted to share one more story with you real quick. It's not about me, but a guy that is a business mentor for me. I called him when this happened because I was stressed, I was pissed, and I didn't know how to handle the situation because I've never been in that situation before. And he said, "Well, Matt, let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine out in Arizona owned a pest control business, and larger company, and he had this rock star employee that had been with him for like 10 years. And he said one day the guy just randomly didn't show up to work, and it wasn't like him at all. He always showed up on time, always worked late, hard worker, and couldn't get a hold of him. Next day, didn't show up. He's like, something's wrong. Long story short, finds out the guy's in jail. So the guy was picked up by the cops, and long story short, they found out he was a mass murderer. He had killed like 10 people over like the last 15 years, and nobody knew. Nicest guy in the world. And luckily it was none of his customers, but the news station picked it up, of course, right? And what's the one thing they get? They get the truck. Them walking the guy out of his house, and they get the truck that the guy works for, the company he works for. And so now all these people know that a mass murderer worked for this company, right? Luckily it didn't really affect them, but the joke at our company is when things go bad, we always go, well, it could be worse. We could have a mass murderer working for us. So comment below. I want to hear your stories. I think they're hilarious and helps us get through the hard times when we know people are dealing with the same stuff. So love you guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.